What's up, everyone? It's Roger and Abe here for episode number 89 of the Infinity and Beyond podcast. It is time for a question and answer session this week since there is no news other than a load of April Fool's stuff. So, yeah, we've been asking questions on a whole host of different social platforms this week. And so, Abe, are you ready to roll?
I'm ready. Let's do this. Q&A time.
Let's do it. Right. So like I said, it's been a bit of an odd week. It's been pretty quiet on the front of sort of Disney Infinity, nothing really in there, which makes sense. We only had the Marvel Battlegrounds a couple of weeks ago. This coming Friday, Blue is out in the UK and Europe and Australasia, and also I believe tomorrow on the 5th, the new Kylo Ren Light Effects figure is out in the US, and that will be out the end of the week here in the UK and the rest of Europe and Australasia as well. So that's pretty much we have actually technically got a new release this week for me anyway. So that should be a lot of fun. I know Blue's been out for a while, and Kylo Ren is not an exclusive to any of the retailers out in the US. But he is to the game here in the UK. So just if you're trying to find him, they're not like the other light effects figures. Right. But yeah, so Abe, you had a good week?
Oh yeah, I've been busy. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Just that thing of like dodging April 1st of literally going, right, Disney Infinity news is coming out this week. We need to watch for everything.
I was waiting for more products, like fake products with more announcements on them, like somebody like pulling out like a box of pizza bagels and saying like, "Hey, look at this! We have the new Moana figures coming. Whoa, look at that!"
I mean, it's just for me, like obviously doing the website, doing news, I am literally quadruple checking like every single story. Going, is there any chance? If there is, I'm just waiting a bit. There were some great ones. I mean, IGN put up the new Star Wars Netflix TV show, which I'm going to put. They did put a little bit of effort into that one. Even Disney jumped in on it and trying to make sure that Hank from Finding Dory was involved in every single Pixar movie since the Toy Story. That was really kind of, it's like, I've got to give them credit. They did kind of go to things. And Disney Infinity themselves even came out and said they were going to have smell effects figures coming for ice cream versions of Nick. Nick. You had carrot smelling ones of Judy, broccoli smelling ones of Disgust. Tears, was it Tears for Sadness?
Yeah, and then Olaf was like Summer Breeze or whatever it was.
Baloo was Bananas.
Yeah, which I was like, no, Louise is bananas.
Yeah,
should have been like palm trees or something. Yeah. Coconut.
Yeah, I mean, I think the smell effects, it was like, yeah, it was good. I thought, at least they went that little thing. They did the designs up and stuff. It kind of would have been quite funny if they just literally just done like one and been like, no, well, that is it. But I think they had to do it quite pretty much tongue in cheek to make sure everyone got the joke, because there was a lot of people out there that really still haven't quite grasped this concept of April 1st.
Yeah, they still think it's real. Yeah, they still think those things are going to come.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think it was Jason over Infinity Inquirer put up that there was going to be a Gravity Falls playset coming. Mm-hmm. I think Daniel over at Infinity Code said that there was going to be a Kingdom Hearts playset coming with a picture. And it's one of those things that I was like.
Although I am gonna call out Daniel, because like he was thinking about like what he can do, and he thought of a mean one, but everybody told him not to do it. But he was planning to do this just in. What was it? Marvel Battlegrounds and new character support are for Apple TV, PC, and mobile. I was like, no, don't do that. People are gonna be so pissed. Don't do that, Dad. Yeah. But anyways, everybody had fun with doing everything, so yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, personally, it's just like I don't mind sharing the ones, but it's one of those things. April 1st is one of those things I really, as far as like doing news website stuff, I can't stand it because I have to double check everything for about 3 days, because not only is it the day before for like Australia, then obviously for us it's all over. And then when we get to the point, then in the afternoon, then all the Americans start. And of course, you're still on like the next day of all the stories have come up overnight. It's a like 3-day thing of just like, right, what day was it on?
No, I had a good one too, but we don't do them here, because last year I did the Frozen Fever one and people weren't happy about it. So
yes, we're just like, no, we're just gonna.
So we'll
actually, yeah. there was actually quite a lot of sort of. I think there was quite a few like Disney games. There was a couple of mobile games come out this week. You had the Mowgli's Jungle Run, which is kind of a runner, which is not too bad. You also had the was it Marvel Alliance 2 came out as well on the same day as well for iOS and stuff devices. Not I've done up some video gameplay for them too as well. You also had the new Captain Marvel DLC and Masters of Fear DLC for the season pass for Lego Avengers. So I've been playing them too. And I've been playing all those games. There's been actually quite a lot of stuff out this week, really. And last week we had all the other bits. I feel like the last 3-4 weeks have had so much content in terms of like this Disney gaming. It's been pretty good fun, really.
Yeah, especially a lot of mobile apps and games and stuff. But yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Right. Okay. So we're now going to jump into doing some questions. Okay. So I'm going to jump first off into the live chat and say hello, Chloe, and what is your favorite Toy Story movie? And so I'm going to pretty jump in. That's not maybe necessarily Disney related, but mine would be probably the first one, because I think the first one was so groundbreaking when I went to see it at the cinema. We'd never seen anything like it, and that was 20 years ago, and I can't believe I was still in high school then.
Yeah, the original was awesome, but I'm gonna be different and say my favorite one was the third one. I just love the introduction of the new characters. I love the story. Lotso was awesome, and even incorporating Ken was kind of a cool addition. But yeah, I mean, Buzz dancing flamenco. I'm speaking Spanish. That was pretty awesome.
That's cool. Right. Okay. So let's do some of the other questions. So we hear from Jack Campbell from YouTube. Asked us, great show for the Q&A. He's got a few questions. What is your favorite playset from the free games? So that's the first part. So for me, my favorite playset of all free games. And
wait,
actually, my first thought went
to each.
I think for all three games. So I'm going to actually go Cars. Cars from 1.0 was probably the one place that I played the most from the original game. I like the fact that it feels completely different from everything else. I think it was very well done. I think I remember it taking me a long time to complete because I had to try and master all the races. And it was the first place that I had to go buy on its own. That was the first one I brought, other than outside of the starter pack. So it was kind of quite interesting suddenly to have this like new content like a month after. Because when I got Infinity, I only brought the starter pack to begin with, and I got a free Mike figure. I didn't buy everything like I did with all the other ones. So Cars is probably one of my favorite ones. You?
I'm debating in my head. I want to pick one of the newer ones, but I don't know why. I'm still going to stick with Lone Ranger. It's still one of my favorites. Only reason why, it's like I love the aspect of you have the railroad, and you can use that as an alternative vehicle, and then you have to make switches. I love the fact that there was really no vehicles like most of the game. I think you can unlock one towards the end, but they were all different horses, or you can ride an elephant mount. And there was 2 characters. Everybody would shoot or throw tomahawks. And then at the very end, you unlock like the crow ability, so you can fly like a crow. I don't know. I thought it was unique. I don't think we've had something kind of like that where you have a train running the whole time. Another thing that I enjoyed about Pirates was that they had the unique gameplay as well, where you had the boat and you can shoot that way. But for me, I think Lone Ranger is still one of my favorites.
I think the only thing I didn't like about the 1.0 playsets was that they didn't have like a proper ending. They did kind of add that into 2.0 and 3.0, where they kind of basically flashed up and said, it's over. But I don't know, maybe that sets were a little bit more polished. They kind of were making sure that they were, and they might have had years working on them. So I think they had a little bit longer getting ready and stuff. So they definitely felt a lot stronger compared to the ones afterwards. So let's jump into some more questions. Same from Jack as well. Do you think we'll still see Goofy?
Oh yeah.
I think we'll see Goofy, without whether or not they hold off for the next version of Disney Infinity. That's my guess on that one. If they do a next version of it at some point, I think they will do. Goofy will be there in the next stage.
I agree. He's definitely, it's a no-brainer. You need Goofy in here.
Yeah. Quaff on YouTube as well. He actually asked quite a few questions. So what do you think is more likely? Getting 4.0 next year, no matter what, or getting or not getting 4.0 until Disney Interactive is sure enough people have moved on to PS4, Xbox One for them to drop support for old consoles and still sell starter packs? Good question. I do think we are going to get a new version of Disney Infinity either next year or the year after. I'm still not entirely sure yet on when that one's going to be. It would not surprise me if it just goes to the three new consoles on the next version, because essentially Xbox One, Xbox 360 and PS3 are 10-year-old consoles. Microsoft stopped support for them. There's only literally, I think, like 2 or 3 more games coming out for each console. They are on their end of their they're on their pretty much on their last legs in terms of new releases. I don't think we'll get any more on them, and that's not even necessarily against those consoles. I think it's just the fact that the industry has moved on from them. PlayStation 4 has sold bundles and bundles. Was it 60-70 million at some point everyone's going to drop off, and if you look at the games release schedule at the minute, you can see everyone on all the different platforms. They're not even releasing stuff on PSN. They're only releasing most new releases are PS4 or PS Vita. They are not doing PS3, even digital releases for a lot of things. So yeah, I don't think the next version will be on those consoles. Wii U. The way I think Nintendo are going to drop that console when NX comes out, I wouldn't be surprised if that was dropped as well. But I'm a bit more hesitant on the Wii U. What about you, Ed?
Yeah. 4.0 definitely comes out next year, and I do believe the consoles will be dropped as well. Wii U don't think will be dropped at all. I think the Wii U still has one more year. And as far as gameplay goes and what it's going to be like, I'm hoping they overhaul the toy box. That's pretty much my take. But anyways, whatever. It comes out next year.
Yeah. Same. Quaff. Do you think any of the other playsets coming this year will be RPGs like the Star Wars playsets 2.0, or do you expect them all to be new gameplay style?
I think it's going to be both. Are you going to keep going? Sorry.
No, you carry on. Yeah, I was going to say let us know your answer now.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It's gonna be both. I feel like the Finding Dory one is gonna be kind of like that RPG style, but it's obviously gonna be a new way to play because you're gonna have to swim. So I definitely feel that's it's a no-brainer. It's gonna be that way.
Yeah.
Short answer.
Yeah, I'm thinking Finding Dory might feel a little different because of the swimming technique. I think it might. It's almost going to be like flying. I wouldn't be surprised. Or it could. What if they go 2D and do it like Inside Out? That's the other way they can do it.
That would be horrible.
So it's hard to know. I don't know about the Star Wars one. It depends if they do a Star Wars one. If it's Rogue One, I think it will be a straight up RPG kind of style. If it's literally a sort of summer release kind of Rebel style, I could see like a Marvel Battlegrounds kind of thing where every character's in it, and it's just like basically just a new way of bringing in some of the older characters and in some unique way, maybe spaceship for flying or something like that. Something completely unique if they're holding out for Rogue One for next year. It depends on when we know we get, because it's hard to know exactly what's going on at the minute. And I think the Disney animation one, whatever that's going to be, will probably be just a normal Disney playset, I think. Okay, so same question. We've got, what do you think the odds of getting a second Power Disc pack for any of the properties that we've already got, such as a second pack of Zootopia, Battleground discs?
I don't know. I honestly think I feel like Power Discs are like a little afterthought this time around. I mean, I'm sure we'll get another pack with each playset, but individual packs, kind of like we got for Zootopia or Tomorrowland, I don't know. I don't know if we'll get anything else like that, unless they want to do one with Alice in Wonderland. I don't know.
I think we'll have an Wonderland disc pack. I just don't think we're gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Marvel in the next wave. If we saw another Marvel Power Disc pack. But to be honest, I feel like Power Discs, they've basically kind of gone. Now we're not really focused on this. I think they're. And I don't mind them just focusing on toys, on the characters. The Power Discs don't seem that important this time around, and I don't think that'll be coming. I think we might get some more Star Wars stuff. We might see a Star Wars Rebels pack or something like that, but I don't think we'll be doing a huge amount of Power Discs. What do you think the chances are of getting less serious fan favorite Marvel characters like Squirrel Girl and Howard the Duck as figures? So, we'll leave that one to you.
Howard the Duck, no. Squirrel Girl, I want to say slim chance, but I'm also going to go no. The only reason why I say slim chance is because we need more females, Marvel wise, and but I don't think she would be one of them. I think it'd be probably like Maria Hill or Agent 13 or even Agent Carter. Unfortunately, they all sound like they're just agents. There's no superhero. Captain Marvel and Wasp will eventually come, but not this wave. I think.
No, I think for me personally, the problem is with Disney Infinity is making the figures is they have to be a toy that sits on a shelf, and they have to have people know them. They have to have people understand them. They have to have kids want to buy them. They can't, these things are going to be sitting on stores all across the globe. They've got to be well-known characters. They can't, I know like playing Lego Avengers, there are so many random little characters that I've never even heard of that are fantastic. And but they can do that because it doesn't take up any space. To have figures out on the shelves, they have to be well-known. And I think unless they've got a TV show or a movie, they don't really react very well to the general public. Look here, when 2.0 came out, there was a real kind of, a lot of people were like, who? And he was not, while he was a really cool character, if you didn't watch the cartoon, Iron Fist was quite random. He wasn't really well known. And when Guardians of the Galaxy stuff come out, no one knew what they were until that movie came. That's why they held it. I think it's a lot harder for it.
If it's not coming in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's going to be slightly slim to none to get something else. So yeah, slim to none.
Okay, so George asked on Twitter, will Disney Infinity bring Zootopia and Battlegrounds and Blue to PC, or will they forget their players that don't own consoles? So the answer to that is no. I think Apple TV is essentially that platform as far as Disney Infinity goes is dead in the water. I think Disney have pretty much cut the cord and run off. Even this week, I was still seeing stories going up on a lot of the tech sites and the Apple all talking about Apple pulling or Disney pulling the plug on it. They're still releasing video games and stuff, but it's all through the App Store, just as they would do on the iPad or something. But yeah, that platform, I think, as far as Disney Infinity goes, is gone. PC looks like it just looks like they are. There was a great article about 2 weeks ago talking about how Disney are focusing their content better. They want to make sure the console games are console games and their app games are app games. And I think that all ties into what happened with Disney Infinity this year. They've refocused their branding. When they're doing like the Mowgli's Run game, that is a built-in small game for that audience, and I think that whole crossover thing was where they were having problems. Same with Kingdom Hearts and Star Wars Battlefront. They are console games, and there's a definite kind of. So I don't think PC. You might see a little bit more stuff with PC because of this new thing of jumping between this universal apps, but I don't know. I think the PC version, unless they go full console version of the piece on the PC, I think the PC version's gone as well.
Yeah, I'll probably basically say ditto to what you just said. The only thing I'll add is I was gonna comment something that you brought up on that article. The fact is, they tried to make Disney Infinity into one of those apps where you download it for free and then you buy your gems or your extra stuff. And the fact is, you're so limited to do it with Disney Infinity when you can just go buy the physical figure and get a code. I mean, I know they try to do it with Power Discs. It's just not the same. And I feel like that was definitely limiting the consoles. This is a console game. It came out on consoles. It was designed to come out on consoles. And no disrespect to the PC owners or, the fresh Apple TV owners or even iOS. It's just unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. That's the game industry, and we all got to move on. So.
Okay, so we got Chloe over the live chat as well. She has just asked another question here. Actually, we've got a few questions. What's your favorite Inside Out emotion? Mine would be anger. Yours?
Trying to think. I'm gonna go with fear. I love his quirkiness, and I love how he's silly and he's funny. I mean, anger is awesome, but I don't know. I like Bill Hader too. So.
Mm-hmm. And also, Chloe also asked, "Are we excited for Finding Dory?" And yes, I'm getting more and more excited for it. Are you excited for the Finding Dory playset? I am. I'm excited for any kind of playset. To be honest, that's all I want from Disney Infinity at this point is new content of playsets, toy box expansion. So yeah, no, I'm really excited to see what it looks like because it's kind of quite weird to think we got a playset in like 2 months and we don't know nothing about it.
Absolutely. My favorite Pixar movie was always Finding Nemo up until Up came out. Actually, no, Ratatouille, then Up. But Finding Nemo was always my favorite. So just to actually finally have a playset where you can play with Dory and hopefully both Nemo and Marlin. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But it's gonna be awesome. And not to mention, come on, everybody's been wanting like underwater playsets for a while. That just leaves the quadrupeds for us. So, but yeah, Finding Dory playset will be awesome. Oh wait,
okay,
by the
so
way,
we also George
sorry.
on.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I know that we have a delay, so I'm sorry. I was just going to say that figure looks phenomenal, so that gets me even more excited. But anyways, go ahead, Roger. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. George on Twitter also asked, "Will the Star Wars pack be the final update for the PC? Will you keep putting webcode cards on packaging? It's false advertising. Well, it's not actually us making them, but
yeah, we're not doing
as
it.
far as I think Disney Infinity in terms of web codes, I think that's going. I think the unlock, I think that all seems to be stopping the way they've done it. As far as the web codes goes, I'm just having a look here now. Online key modes, video game required. Works in the Battlegrounds playset and toy box. See inside URL for details. I don't know if it actually says. It doesn't really say the word web code anywhere on the packaging.
It's not on the packaging
on anywhere,
but it's still on the card.
Yeah. I think on the next wave we won't get web codes anymore. I think they're dead in the water as well because I think whatever decision they've made with the app, with it being unlocked through your console version. If they're not doing the PC version and they're not doing the Apple and the iOS version, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a different kind of iOS version with the game. But yeah, no, I think web codes are part of the history and something that will just disappear now. And I think Star Wars, I think the Force Awakens update was the last you'll get for the PC because I don't think they're going to do any more on that, regardless.
Okay. Ditto.
Yeah. Like I say, well, the thing about the packaging on its false advertising, like I said, I can't see it on the packaging, so therefore I wouldn't say they're not actually promoting it. They're not saying on the packaging you can play this on PC or Apple TV. They aren't actually saying it on the box anywhere. So that is a little. I think it used to. I think they used to on the actual websites. They used to say it includes a web code, but I don't know.
I was going to say, on those agreements that you agree to online when you download stuff, I'm sure it says it somewhere in the fine print saying that, updates are subject to change at any time. So, they could stop it whenever they want to.
Okay, so now we're going to jump on to Instagram questions. So these came through on our Instagram account. Liam Thingsaker, what characters do you think will be part of the Finding Dory playset apart from Dory? I'm thinking Nemo. I'm thinking Hank, the octopus. I'm trying to think. I know we had all those. I put up a thing of all the different characters and stuff. I don't know if there's going to be a lot. I don't think this is going to be like 5, 6, 7 fish characters. I'm not sure.
I'm going with Dory. I'm going with. I honestly think they'd go with Marlin over Nemo, to be honest with you. But then
Well,
again,
they gotta have Nemo. You gotta find Nemo in the store.
yeah, yeah. Well, because Nemo has been found, so I'm assuming he's going to be left at daycare. But anyways, so Dory, Nemo, or Marlin. We'll put that one. Hank for sure. I'm thinking Crush, because he would be a popular one. And I don't know if Mr. if Mr. Ray will be part of it. I mean, you do see this big epic scene where you see all the manta rays. But they might use the beluga whale, or I don't know if they'll use the big the I forget what it's called, the shark whale, because it's too big. I feel like it's gonna be like the dinosaurs from the Paradiscs. Like it'll be too big. But yeah, at least
I think yeah. I was gonna say sort of the turtle Crush is definitely I would imagine, because also like these characters as well kind of tie in because they are well-known characters already because they've already had Finding Nemo, so they kind of I would think those four would be definitely in. It wouldn't even surprise me if we had a Marlin and a Nemo, and they look very, very different.
Awesome. It'd be awesome, yeah. It'd be cool if they brought Bruce, but I know that wouldn't happen. So.
Yeah, g'day.
Fish Alfred.
Scott Powell 2011 asked, what do you expect to see for 3.0? Okay, now I'm going to just put that question expect for 3.0. I am just going to jump into Facebook on our Facebook group, Infinity and Beyond, because there was a couple of questions that were kind of similar. I just want to kind of jump into them, see who else asked. Someone did. I'm trying to see where it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Roberto asked, "What's the tentative schedule for the rest of 2016?" So I think this kind of ties in together. To be honest, that's why I was going to bring them both in together. As far as release schedule for this year, and what do you think is coming for 3.0 this year? I think we're very, very much set in what is coming out at the cinema. So we know we've got Alice in Wonderland. We know we've got Finding Dory. We've also had Jungle Book with Baloo. We've also seen Civil War stuff. So I think we'll see a bit more of Marvel stuff a bit later on after the release of that. I just think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something for BFG, maybe a figure or some Power Disc pack. But I'm still not 100% sure on that one. You've also got Moana, so I think that could very easily be the Disney animation playset. That's my kind of pick on that one. We know we got Peter Pan coming. It wouldn't surprise me if we got a couple of randoms thrown in randomly at some point that maybe you've got nothing else coming out. But as far as play sets, we know we've got at least another Star Wars and another Disney one. I'm expecting Star Wars Rogue One unless they are going with like January, February, March for 4.0, then I could see that pushed back a bit. But that's my tentative thing. I'm trying to think what other movies we've got Doctor Strange, so I think we'll see Doctor Strange in November with another wave of Marvel characters. I'm just trying to think what other movies were out. There's so many this year. Pirates is next year. No, any movies I've forgotten? I don't think so.
Sorry, excuse me.
No. So I think that's pretty much my tentative list. Is whatever's that coming at the cinema is going to be in the game. That'll be the main key point.
I don't see BFG making it into the game. I know there'll probably be something.
Pete's Dragon.
That's what I was going to say right now. You just said cut me off. Yeah, that was going to be. Either we get Power Discs for Pete's Dragon. I don't know if we'll get figures, but as far as my Disney animation, I don't think we'll get Moana as a playset. I just don't. I feel like they unless they're going to introduce a whole new slate of other characters, but they're only showing 2 major characters, and I just don't see a playset with 2. I have a feeling that they're going to pull a fast one on us and give us finally what everybody's been asking for, a classic animation playset. And I'm going to be bold and say it's going to be the Little Mermaid. And 2 things. One, they hinted at it, I don't know, 2 Toy Box, what do you call it, summits ago. And I feel like the second reason is because they're going to want to make use of this new way of playing underwater, this engine. So I figured, you can bring in more fish type gameplay underwater, and you can bring in a new Disney princess, because that's something that they would want to bring in. So I'm just going to say, hopefully this is going to be our very first classic Disney animated feature playset. However, I do agree that we will get Moana figures. But as far as any other movie goes, Star Wars wise, I want to say Rogue One. I doubt it'll be Rebels, unfortunately, because then that'll leave us with what, 1 or 2 figures. And I don't know if they ever want to introduce. I doubt it. I don't think they'll ever introduce droids or anything like that, which kind of would leave Wally and Eve out, which kind of sucks. As far as the random figures go, I feel like we're finally going to get Mabel and Dipper, and that's going to be before 4.0.
Yeah, well, I think if they don't pull that trigger quick, that's gone. I think there's still going to be a lot of love for a few years left on the Disney XD channel with kids watching it. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw Darkwing Duck pop up at some point. Just because to finally get us to all shut up about it.
I hope so.
They just were. I think like DuckTales and stuff will come next year with the animation series and stuff. I would really expect it last year. But yeah, no, I'm definitely kind of thinking that line. For me, it's all down to when that 4.0 is scheduled, because if it comes earlier than we're expecting, like I say, we've got to throw that rule book out now. Forget everything that's happened in the past. Just because we've always had the main game in August or September, doesn't mean they're going to get it into next October or September in 2017. They could pull a fast one on us and bring it in January or February. You just do not know what's going on if they've decided to spread it back in another year. Or we might not even get it for another year again. We could have the same thing all next year with it just being one big platform. But yeah, that's my sort of tentative schedule. Right. Another quick one from the live chat. Chloe asked, do you like Baloo figure or Olaf? Well, I haven't played Baloo yet, so I do like Olaf. Which one do you prefer? Baloo or Olaf?
I love Baloo. Baloo, hands down, one of the best new additions. Olaf is awesome, don't get me wrong, but Baloo is just so unique. He's cool.
Yeah. So, Ollie Partridge asked, what are you looking most forward to Infinity this year? Personally, I'm loving the fact that we don't know. That's the one thing I'm actually really excited about, is we don't know what the hell is coming out, and I think that is fantastic. That is what I'm more excited about, because we don't really know what's coming out in 2 months' time. Actually, we don't really know what's coming out after next week. That's literally how little we know at the minute with Disney Infinity.
What was the question again? Sorry.
What were you looking forward to from Disney Infinity? And this is the thing of, like, we don't really know a lot.
I'll tell you this much. I'm looking forward to my 3rd Johnny Depp figure. That's what I'm looking forward to. And no, to be honest with you, out of what's coming, just Finding Dory. That Dory figure is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, the Finding Dory is the thing of what we know about, because it's actually a playset. That's for me. Ollie also asked, and also going to show Casey the Human as well. What are you expecting from episode 2 of Next, or what do you think is going to be in the next edition? And I think there was even a couple of questions over on the Facebook group about Next as well. But yeah, generally Next. What do I think is going to be on Next? I think it's going to be Finding Dory and Alice in Wonderland. I think that'll be what's going to be in the next edition.
And a little hint for just individual figures. That's it.
Yeah, and maybe Peter Pan. That would be.
Honestly,
my
Doctor Strange hint.
No? He's November. That's going to be at least another next 2. It's going to be June, and then it's going to be August, September. Yeah, September, and then it's going to be December. So I don't know. And the way Marvel didn't drop any news on sort of officially on these 2 guys until the week before release, I don't think we're going to know anything about Doctor Strange until the end of October. I don't know. I just think Next. My expectations for Next, to be honest, are very, very different to what they were when they initially sent us out all that information and were hyping it. next to me now doesn't feel. I'm comforted about the next one because I don't think it's not really. They're so far behind the curve already. It really doesn't need a massive push ahead. You'll take a big push, and I don't know if that shows what that's all about. He's just decided to work for Pickford's and decided to move around.
I'm trying to adjust. I mean, I don't have anything to add to that. Like, ditto again, because you're answering them all.
Right. Okay. So that's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's YouTube. YouTube one. Just going to quickly check that. Rob's over in the Rob from Coin Up TV. He is over in the live chat as well, and also as is Chloe. Do you like Judy or Nick from Zootopia as well? From Chloe, I'm going to be honest. Nick all the way. Judy, I'm not a big fan of. Right, yeah.
Judy is fun because I figured out how to play with it, but I still love Nick. Nick and come on, giant popsicle. It's awesome.
Yes, that's all I need. I'm an ice cream seller. That was all I needed. So let's go through the live chat. Will Travis ever be allowed back on the show?
No.
Ty asked, what do you think the guy? What do you guys think a Disney animation playset would be? I kind of hoping it would be a mashup of some kind.
Little Mermaid, done.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and say Moana just to kind of give it a different one. As far as a mashup, I'd love some new Toy Box Takeover, some new Toy Box game expansion gifts of some kind. I think that's something that's massively missing and could be very good on that one. Ty also asked, do you think they will ever upgrade 1.0 characters? No, I think they will just redo a new pose and get you to buy a new one.
Yeah, agreed. Ditto. I just don't think. I don't think they want to put money into that. I mean, they from what I remember, my conversations, they almost kind of like felt like doing that to the Marvel 2.0 was enough for Marvel Battlegrounds. But yeah, that's it. No, sorry, 1.0.
No. Rob's joined in and said every place it should be like the Brawlers, like Battleground. I'm gonna say no. Battleground's great, but if the whole game's like that, it's not really. It's good for one playset, but if every playset was like that, I would get bored very, very quickly because it'd only last me one evening. It wouldn't really be much use.
I'll go on both sides and say, like, yeah, I don't want every playset to be this way, but I do think there should be a playset where you can fight as your favorite Marvel or your favorite Star Wars or your favorite Disney or your favorite Pixar and brawl it out. That would be kind of fun. But
I think a Star Wars version would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
A Star Wars version would be good, and I think Disney needs one, but expansion game where everyone could be in it. Right, back into the Facebook group. Okay, so Scott Gardner asks, what are the differences, if any, between the 360 and the PS4 version of the games? Essentially, it is graphics.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get that Ewok Village, do they?
Yeah, they don't get the Ewok Village. I believe they don't get the new expansion stuff that we're getting on DLC. What else? I just think the Ewok Village...
And just in general, it's going to run faster. It's going to run smooth. The toy boxes can be bigger, And the thing is, this is the thing with consoles is, the Xbox 360 is 11 years old. That's a long time for tech. I mean, you don't tend to get too many consoles running still for that much. And the Xbox One has been out for 2 years now. I think it's
no longer 3.
I definitely feel like if you are into video games, you get your little savings cap on, start planning for Christmas, because if you're on those two consoles, you're not going to have a lot in the next 12 months. And it's very much along those lines of these consoles haven't got much life left in them for new content. They've been around for 10 years. It's just the way it is with those consoles. Rob from Coin Up TV asks, what is your favorite power disc for Marvel Battlegrounds?
The newest ones, or
Well, yeah, I think they're all the same. Any Marvel we just said, so Marvel.
Oh, any Marvel. Um, well, I'll just say both. I mean, I'll answer both. From I still love the Infinity Gauntlet. From the newest Marvel discs, I do like the Cosmic Cube. I like the way it attacks in game. So yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I haven't still managed to play. I've only had those ones inside of because they didn't have it in the stores when I was wandering around on Friday to pick it up. But as for I like the Ant-Man one. I think the Ant-Man one with the team up disc. I also think the way it works in Marvel Battlegrounds is great with a big foot coming down. Daniel asks, what are your favorite figures from 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 respectively? Right. So 1.0, Lightning McQueen, because he is a cool figure. He looks great. He looks great. He plays differently to the other ones, and he's the only game character from 1.0 that I still play in 3.0, along with Meta. So I kind of he's in my top box where my one that I actually used a lot. All my 1.0 characters are in a box on the third row down, and the only time they came out.
Which one is it?
Yeah. And all the 1.0 ones are in the bottom. Underneath any of the bottom layers, all the crystal ones. Yeah, so Lightning McQueen is in the top box with all the new Marvel Battle. He's still being used. So he has to be my kind of pick for 1.0. 2.0 would be Iron Man, because I still think he was such a cool character in terms of flying and shooting and combat. And 3.0, it's hard to choose between Boba Fett and I think Darth Maul, because I think he just looks badass.
1.0, Violet. She was my first figure I've ever gotten in the game, and she also played amazing. I still love her attacks. The Incredibles playset, those were the figures that felt unique amongst everybody in their own playset. All the other figures for the other playsets kind of played the same. Toy Story threw balls and like that, and then Cars just drove. Anyways, 2.0, I love Captain America. I love the shield. I love his special ability with the shield going in circles and coming back. I love the pose. It looks awesome. Still have it up here on my front in my living room in my case. 3.0, I'm biased because I love Darth Vader. He's definitely my favorite Star Wars character, and I love his chokehold pose. So yeah, I'm kind of biased. Yeah, it's just cool. I mean, he plays great in the game too, and don't get me wrong, but as far as figure goes, yeah, he's awesome. So yeah, those are one.
Yeah, Rob did say that Darth Maul has a great superpower. Okay, so this is Nick asked, what Marvel characters do you expect to see in the next wave? How many waves do you expect in 2016? I'm going to go on to add to that. Are you expecting characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Civil War, Agent Carter, Marvel Comics, or the Disney XD show, or more remade characters? It's quite a big one. So I'm going to let you do that one first.
I don't think we'll get any remade characters. No more. At least not in this wave. As far as Marvel goes, definitely Doctor Strange. I'm seeing Maria Hill as being one, because I mean they already have her build. I don't know if we'll see Captain Marvel or Wasp yet. I still have a big, no, not even that big, like a small sliver of hope that we'll see Scarlet Witch. I doubt it, but that'd be cool. And as far as any other characters, probably maybe Iron Patriot, maybe Winter Soldier. I don't know, but they want more females, so who knows? And then there was what else was in that question? Is it the Disney XD?
Yeah, what are you expecting any characters from like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter?
Oh, that's right. No, and no.
TV show.
And then maybe, yeah, Agent Carter. I maybe, I doubt it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No. Yeah, that's it. No, your turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of figures, Doctor Strange and maybe his a companion. I can't remember his name. I just did a thing yesterday where he's all in his green suit. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him as an additional character. As far as females, it's very difficult to. I think in terms of the waves, I think we're going to have a wave in November or October with the Doctor Strange. I don't know if we'll see like we might have got with like Hulkbuster and Ultron, where we just got like 2 individual characters on its own, or 2, 3. Might do smaller waves rather than like 5 or 6 at once. As far as characters go, I'm wondering with like Captain Marvel and Wasp, whether or not they want to hold off until their respective movies comes out, because if they do too much now, they're not gonna unless they do lots of reposes, they're not gonna have a lot of characters left. Now, Captain Marvel is getting a lot of push from lots of different bits and pieces, but if the movie's coming out in like 2 years' time, if they do it now, unless they do a remode with her head out, her mask on, it's going to be difficult. And I don't know if the kids are going to know who she is in terms of cartoons and TV show, because she's not out there.
Right.
I don't know. As far as like the reposes, it would not surprise me if we got a remoded Black Widow, just to put a female out there, just to kind of go.
God, there's no reason to.
Well, I just feel like there's, other than sort of Scarlet Witch, I mean, there's lots of different female characters. You've got Squirrel, you've got She-Hulk, you've got Spider-Woman, you've got Silk, you've got Spider-Gwen, you've got, you've got, I mean, I don't think Gwen, Paul, but you've got,
that would be so awesome.
You've also got, there's probably maybe got more chance because that was, she's really, really popular in terms of the comic books and stuff, and just kind of connected in with the Spider-Man universe. They recently did that Power of Woman of stuff for all the different games, and there's, you've got like the woman version of Wolverine. You've got lots of different women that, you've got Lady Thor. Maybe we could see her in it. It just feels like at the minute the TV and the movie versions of them aren't on par with where we need to be. I think we'll see Iron Patriot or I don't know. I think we'll see War Machine. And we'll see Winter Soldier. I think those will be.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's what I meant.
Yeah, I think War Machine and Winter Soldier will be coming out. It wouldn't even surprise me if they came out in May or June, because with the movie coming out, or they'll just be out in the summer when the DVD comes out. But I think War Machine and Winter Soldier are, because they're part of that lineup. It would make sense to get Scarlet Witch in there with that lot. If they need, and they make, I don't know, they are making merchandise on her, but it's a toy aspect. It's really tricky.
So weird, yeah.
It's such a weird system on that one.
And just let me add, I still don't think Black Widow, because they just re-released the 3-pack of Thor, Black Widow, and Iron Man for Marvel Battlegrounds, so I just doubt it.
Okay, just diving back into the thing. Robert said, "I'm on Team Iron Man because I'm not American. Go Team Captain." Well, I must admit, I mean, Captain America, it's kind of one of those really weird characters because of like, it's like, I'm Captain America. It's like, it doesn't quite have that same connection for me. I'll be honest. It doesn't, obviously it would, but he's a great character.
You like Captain
but I must admit, I'm on, but I do like, for me personally, I'm on the side of Team Captain, because I don't agree in the Registration Act. So that's more of a comic book.
I'm definitely Team Cap for sure.
They got to look after their families. Heath asked, do you guys know what all the creative toys do? How long do you spend creating your own toy boxes? Now, this is kind of an interesting one. As far as what do all the created toys do, I know what they all do. I've used all of them. Some of them I can use better than others. I know, like the replayer toy and a few other ones. I'm not really that kind of. I've never really been able to master the replayer too well. And as far as spending time in the toy box, I'm going to be honest. I think with 2.0, I spent hours building toy boxes every week. I used to be doing toy boxes, submitting every week. When 3.0 came out, I think once I got I did all the play sets, and then there seemed to be so much content. And I think when I jumped into the toy box, there was a lot of good stuff in there, but it felt too samey to what I'd been doing. I'd been playing the toy box for so much in 2.0. I think I got a bit burnt out of like building. So I haven't really spent any time a lot this year. I've been playing other video games, Battlefront, Lego Avengers, different games. I think I've burnt out on the toy box, and I've just not really been building the same since. I probably haven't built a toy box since November.
As far as the toy box goes, I mean, I have a lot of respect for the toy box builders because there's so much repetition for reconnecting logic and then doing the, step by step by step to make something happen from here to there. I'm a very patient person, but I just don't have the patience for that. And the only toy boxes I'll build is just a random one. Like the other day, I learned how to use the path tool, and I wanted to have a racetrack, and when you drove by, you saw the Millennium Falcon fly by you. Or I had the teacups on a path, and I had the magic teacup ride working. But it's just randomly. I don't build them to build like the toy box artists do. But the logic toys are awesome.
Time,
if you can. What's up?
Yeah, it's time, isn't it? I mean, to build a toy box. Yeah. I mean, what not quite realize with these toy box artists, these pretty much have become their second-hand jobs. They are literally spending all of their free time building. They are putting in 40, 50, 60, 100-hour plus into these toy boxes that go into the top 5 every week. And I don't have the time to do that because obviously we're doing the DisKingdom stuff. If I've got time spare in the evenings, I basically split half the time doing a few stories and half the time either making some videos or playing some games or something. I just do not have the time to invest in those toy boxes anymore. And it was taking me longer and longer to do it. And like I said, it felt like last year for 2.0, so the year before it, there wasn't seem to be any other video games out from Disney. It feels like the last 6 months of last year, they have been churning out so many mobile games and console games, and they completely changed the whole business structure. So for me, as a fan, and I've also just been loving the fact of jumping into something else. I think I know I've been playing other video games as well. The toy box, it's free. We're into our 4th year with that toy box, and the general basic skills or the basic version of it's the same.
It gets frustrating too. It gets frustrating too because sometimes the logic toys don't continue to work after you log out and save your box, or when you upload it doesn't work the way you do it. So it's just frustrating too. But again, my respect to all the toy box builders, but no, not for me.
Like I said, I think the years are churning along that people are kind of in and out of it and maybe not doing it as much. Ryan asked, what new innovations, play styles, experiences do we need to see in the general game in the next play sets?
Swimming.
I think
next.
It's hard to say. I think in general, I think we need more. I think how 3.0 has done the different play sets. We had Toy Box Takeover, Speedway, Battlegrounds, Inside Out, Star Wars have all felt very, very different, and I think we'll just see see more variety. They've got an idea of a game, and they'll make the playset around that game, like they did with Marvel Battlegrounds. They basically redid the rules, and we're like, what kind of game do we want to make? That's what we're going to do. We don't need to stay to the same. There's something to collect over there. Go find this. They've moved on from that, which thankfully they have.
Right.
Right. Okay. So Hector asked, almost 3 years with Infinity. What loved the most of your experience in DisKingdom, and how these affect your lives? This is kind of a bit deep for this time of the morning. So how does it affect our lives, Disney Infinity?
Wait, repeat that question. Which one was it?
It was
the one that Hector said.
Yeah, almost 3 years with Infinity. What loved the most with your experience in DisKingdom, and how this affects your lives?
I think he meant what do you love the most?
I'm just trying to work. Yeah, as far as love, I love structured play. I prefer the concept of I jump into Marvel Battlegrounds or jump into the playset and I go through the story and I kind of get led along a story path, get led where I am going. There's nothing worse for me to spend 10 minutes in a toy box with no kind of play, no kind of story or structure, and so I like having beings kind of thing. As far as how it affects my life, I'm constantly looking on Twitter and retailers. That's kind of my constant thing. It's a daily thing for me, pretty much. Infinity.
Yeah, I mean, what do I love with my experience at DisKingdom? I mean, well, it just out of the love of the game, just was able to be a part of this community and the website, and just something that I enjoyed. But as far as how it's affected my life, I think in many ways, I mean, I've been able to be a part of an awesome community. I've met a lot of cool people. I met like, for example, a lot of the staff, and JV and Allison, and a lot of the game creators. I met a lot of people on this side of the spectrum. Like, for example, if it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't be hanging out with Rob from Point Up TV doing streams. I actually, while I'm at it, sorry I couldn't make it today. We were gonna live stream Marvel Battlegrounds, but I got called into work. But we'll definitely do that later. But anyways, and we got to just meet all these other communities, like all the people from Infinity Inquired, Will from Disney Infinity TV, and then last thing is, if it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't have ever been setting foot in Walt Disney's apartment in Disneyland. That was a cool experience, and it was all part of this community, so it's cool.
Yeah, the community strong thing. It's definitely kind of something that is kind of unique, and I do love about it. Okay, so a couple of other questions. So, I do jujitsu over in the live chat. I'm sure I butchered that. Do you guys have legendary sidekick weapons? Like Luke Skywalker or Han Solo blaster?
What was the question? Sorry.
Legendary side. Do you guys have the legendary sidekick weapons like Luke's lightsaber or Han Solo's blaster?
Yeah. I know what he's talking about. Yeah. I do. I
don't.
I played that treasure hunt game a lot. I mean, I have Captain America's shield, Luke's lightsaber. It takes time. You have to play Toy Box Takeover, and every time you go through that the what do you call it, the dungeon or thing or whatever, there's always one treasure box, and you'll find some in those sometimes. And then also the treasure hunt thing, you go over it over and over and over, and you can run into them. But yeah, I have quite a few of them. So
I might have them. I didn't really pay that much attention. I'm gonna be honest. All those little sidekick stuff, I haven't. I haven't touched a sidekick since September. It's like, what are these stupid little things are? It's like you get all these little hats, like the stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy. We'll never even touch them. I never. Sean, what kind of Toy Box expansion games do you want to see? I love a Mario Party type of game.
Interesting.
I think we're going to see more of this, but I think they're going to be merged in with playsets. I think we're going to see a little bit more cohesiveness between, because I essentially view Marvel Battlegrounds as a expansion game. I think they're trying to unmuddy the water a bit. I think they're trying to condense down a little bit.
I'm going to throw.
I want to see some more racing.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were finished. Keep going.
No, carry on. We're train of thought now. Choo choo.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I was going to say, I want to throw a curveball and say I want to see a Disney Infinity sport game, like Disney Infinity Tennis or Disney Infinity Baseball, kind of like Mario Tennis or stuff like that. But just something just random, like it's a different type of game, different type of gameplay, and boom, there you go. That's my suggestion.
Yeah,
mic drop.
Maybe like a water skiing event on an alien planet. Okay, so
that's awesome.
So these are the last ones on Facebook. Nick, what would the third Disney Infinity experience next to the toy box and play sets that you have been talking about? Because the toy box is basically getting useless. We use less. The toy box is getting used less, not useless.
Third
experience. I think it's, and like I just mentioned it then, I think it's actually becoming a little bit more narrower where it is playset and toy box. I think they're trying to go back to bring that kind of, it means they can sell more figures, but also trying to unmuddy the waters. I think they got a little bit, I think they confused parents too much with the play sets, expansion packs. It's too complicated for parents and for kids. They need play sets, figures. that was kind of it. As far as experience, I think playsets offer that, with like Marvel Battlegrounds being a different experience than Star Wars. That's my answer. I don't know about you, Abe.
I honestly think if they did decide to go this type of take this type of route, I think it would be awesome if they did something like Toy Box Takeover, except on steroids, where it's like all the bad guys and they've done something, and it's all your actual figures. You can use them, kind of like the route Skylanders took. Except this, you would have like a fusion of everything. Like you'd have gameplay that plays like side scroller. You'd have swimming. You'd have your normal RPG style gaming. You have your brawling type of like one cohesive play set. And God, hopefully it's longer than 4 to 8 hours. I'm hoping it's like a 2-day play set. That would be awesome. That's my I'll put in there my hopes and dreams.
Because we know David Jarrett, and he's been banging that drum for a proper single player experience since 1.0.
It'd be awesome. Don't get me wrong, it'd be phenomenal.
I think there's that kind of thing of like, this game was never really been that kind of game, and I think I got to admit, I think Disney have got to work out this idea of length and giving value to people is just as important as just the figures. If they keep pulling out content too much like Battlegrounds with not enough hours and not enough gameplay in it, they will start losing people, because
I agree.
There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money being spent. If you look at Marvel Battlegrounds, you went and brought out on that day, and you went, if you put someone brand new, I'm going to go buy Marvel Battlegrounds. I'm going to go out and buy every single Marvel character, and I'm going to go buy every single power disc, and I'm going to buy them all on day, because I've never played a Marvel game because I've just got 3 points in. I've just spent $400 on all these figures, and I finished it in 45 minutes. It's like, those figures, that's a cost. I know we get a toy, and you could say, well, this toy on its own, if it didn't have the game of it, you might pick up a figure, and it might cost the same as the figure itself. That's the kind of thing from the collector's point of view. All these things behind me, they don't do anything other than sit there. So this can do the same thing. There's additional content, but I do think they're going to have to look a little bit longer at how long these games play, in terms of offering, maybe online play or some kind of do the daily challenge or do something. They need to look at it a little bit more.
Well, I mean, and it's definitely because I know they want to keep their property separate as far as their gameplay goes. So just invent a new story where everybody can play. That'd be kind of cool. Have your story specific play sets, and then have your major one, kind of like your expansion games, except make it lengthy, make it long. That'd be so awesome.
Right. Okay. Last question from Nick. What do you think of JV's reaction to a tweet about DC Comics getting into Disney Infinity if Marvel gets into Dimensions? Now, I didn't see this tweet.
Neither did I. So no comment.
I'm just gonna look down and see if Harold's frozen over yet. No, it doesn't look like it. When DC goes into Disney Infinity, the only way that's gonna happen is if basically Warner Brothers decide to sell it to Disney, and they're making too much money. Batman still, as much as the reaction has been, it's still pulled in bucket loads of money. They've got DC isn't doing anything. Marvel, that for Warner Brothers, that is a major income. DC in Disney Infinity is, I just can't see it ever happening. And I also don't see why Disney would want it, because it doesn't really do them any favors at all. DC are their competition for their superheroes. There's one thing bringing maybe Sonic, or bringing in Mario, or bringing in even a Minion or something like that into it to try and bring extra content into the game. But DC just feels like there's too much at stake for them to do that.
I was going to say, Disney has no need. They have no need to bring DC in. Like, again, they have so much on their roster. Not to mention, look at their movie schedule. There's so much there, so there's no point.
Yeah. I think as well, I think DC is like, they're in this Toys to Life category with Lego Dimensions, but and that kind of leads me on to this, because there's been this constant thing. I know, or was it Daniel put up that thing on Bricks to Life about Disney characters coming to Lego Dimensions, And you can see very clearly that this year that there is a very, very clear split. Lego Dimensions is everything else that basically Disney haven't got the rights to. And Lego are working with Disney on Marvel Avengers, Star Wars. They are still working together on single platform games, but they ain't interested in Lego Dimensions. It would just do damage to Infinity. If Infinity was to go next year, or they decided to back off, I could see them doing Lego. I would never say no to Lego Dimensions, I think, because if Disney think they can make some money out of it, they would do. But they're just basically screwing over their own audience because there's not enough money. They're just losing out to everything. But it wouldn't surprise me. But the fact they did those two games this year kind of feels like they kind of already getting their money from Lego, and they get all the Lego sets and all the rest of it. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, same. Yeah. It makes no sense. There's no point. The only Disney content you're going to see with Lego is its own standalone game. Nothing to do with Lego Dimensions whatsoever, or even just the brand new Disney minifigs. Nothing to do with Lego Dimensions.
Yeah. Disney are doing. They've got their own deal with Lego, and they're doing their own thing with Lego. They don't need Lego Dimensions. They're already they've already got the games. They're going to make the money from the game. And personally, I'm going to be honest, like the Marvel DLC season pack, I got 2 season pass or 2 levels this week, Captain Marvel and also Evil. I got like 20 different characters that I could play with, and it only cost me. They're only like $3 a pack. So it was, I think, my season pass only cost me like 10 quid or something. And I'm just looking at going, I was playing as Captain Marvel and I played for it a few times. I'm like, this is essentially what like a level pack is for Lego Dimensions. Man, I would be so frustrated if I just spent £20 on this and have a little minifigure. It just doesn't, to me, playing like Lego Avengers and I'm really looking forward to Star Wars Force Awakens because I know I'm going to get 10, 15 hours gameplay out of that for a single price.
Yeah, and it's just something that it just, again, makes no sense for them to even think there's a need for Disney to bring in different IP that they don't own to make the game great, because there's no point. There's especially even though Batman versus Superman is bringing a lot of movie, the movie is not quality product. Yeah. It's not the story. Disney's all about story, and you think they would want something like that into their game?
Yeah. I was going to go see Batman vs Superman, but I decided to wait to Blu-ray till I get the actual movie when they seem to put all the deleted scenes in, and it will make a little bit more sense. Because I was going to go see it, and the reaction to it is just I'm a little bit like, it's going to cost me £12 to go see it at the cinema. I might as well just wait and buy the Blu-ray and get all the extra scenes and all the because so many. I love Batman, I love Superman, but you can't help but feel like it's like. When I was seeing all these bad reviews, I'm thinking, if I drag my wife to this, I'm going to say goodbye to all these superhero movies. I need to be. If we're going to go to like them. I don't want to ruin it.
Exactly.
I'm already pushing it with all these TV shows. I'm already like putting Legends of Tomorrow on I'll watch that later on, darling. You've got to be careful with it. Okay, quick. That's the end of the Facebook ones. Quick jump into the live chat before we finish off. Are you Jiu-Jitsu? We did answer the question about other characters for Finding Dory, I don't know, about an hour ago. So it is in this episode. Chloe asked, do you like both the Star Wars playsets? But there are 3. I like all of them. I like the first 2. I like Rise of the Empire and Twilight. I wasn't too keen on Force Awakens.
Out of the 3, my favorite is Rise Against the Empire. The other 2 are cool. I like them. I know the issues I have with Force Awakens, but I kind of understand why they had to go that route. Aside from the jet ski park in Takodana made no sense. But other than that, definitely the Rise Against the Empire.
I'm more excited about the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens game because I actually feel like that might be the game that I actually really wanted to begin with. It feels like they needed that extra few months to kind of do something a bit more interesting with it.
Mhm.
Abe, Corn Up said Abe should fill in for Toy Box TV when Alison takes off for preggers. Does he like churros? Yeah, so big congratulations to Alison for announcing that yesterday. So you know, well done for that one. So yeah, Toy Box TV is gonna be. I think that's gonna be changing faces over the next over this year. You know,
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
love
it's
to.
all gonna
If
be
they
a bit
offered me
different
the
this year.
gig, if they offered me the gig, I'd totally do it. So
Yes,
if they're listening,
if you can dream it.
yeah, maybe I can do it. No, it's honestly,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Contact the line.
I'm sorry, but it's not if I can dream it. I think it's if they want it,
Yeah.
they'll let me do it. That's the
Yeah.
saying. If they want it, they'll let me do it. Yeah.
If it's cheap enough, Abe can do it.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's okay. Last question on here was from Chloe. Do you like the Inside Out play set? Yes, I do. You're not so keen on it, now, are you?
I've appreciated it a little bit more after I played it a bit more, but it's not my type of game. But it's still awesome. It's not a bad game.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I loved it because it was very much kind of a classic video game that I kind of grew up with, 2D strolling and stuff. I thought it was a really strong playset, actually. Just felt very different, and I liked that. So there we go. That was quite a marathon one. I wasn't expecting it to take quite so long. I kind of put, there's no news, we'll do a Q&A session. I put it out across all the social media, so we might get a few questions. Wasn't quite expecting such an amazing response, and also a big thank you to everyone in the live chat as well for joining as well. So Chloe, Robin, I Do Jitsu. Yeah, so a big thank you for all of that. Yes, that was a really cool, fun one. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Remember, check out our Patreon as well at patreon.com/DisKingdom.com. Kind of allows access to additional content, though I think we've ran out of time for recording any more sessions today. But it definitely does help out with us. It allows us to buy additional equipment and stuff for trying to improve things. We've recently upgraded our microphones because of Patreon. So big thank you to Ethan over at sortapps.com for that, and to our other patrons as well. Remember to check us out at our Infinity and Beyond Facebook group as well. And anything you want to add to that, Abe, before we sign off for the day?
No, thanks to the live chat. Thanks for all the questions, and let's hope for some news next week. Pick up your Light Effects Kylo Rens and have a good night or morning wherever in the world you are.
Yes. Yes, as it's slowly becoming lighter for the winter.
Yeah, it's way dark over here.
And we shall see you guys soon. Later.
Bye.